Shalom, Ahab, Wa, Baraka. First and foremost, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Waharakwa Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, the teachers, and the disciples at GMS that have been bringing out the 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. To the sincere Akiyawa Akwa, salutations. So let's just get right into it. I've been trying to bring out a class on this for a while, but I keep getting stopped. So I picked this up off the Company of Prophets. Now, of course, there's a lot of people that in the past week have brought out a class on this, but I'm just going to revisit it because I've been out of town all week, so I wanted to do a class on this. So let's just get it real quick. First, let's read it. All praises to the Most High God, Yahweh. I am now introducing new services on my website. If you are looking for help with coming up with names for yourself, wife, or children, prayers in Hebrew, or personal and or marriage counseling, use the link below to purchase your consultations. So the main point in this is it says purchase. So it's using the link below to purchase. Now, what are we going to be able to purchase? Let's go over it again real slow. Help with Hebrew names. Okay, we can purchase a Hebrew name. We can also get a prayer in Hebrew. Prayers in Hebrew or personal or marriage counseling. Perfect. Let's speak on that. So they're selling prayers in Hebrew. First things first, let's go to the book of Proverbs. We're going to go to the book of Proverbs. And, we got to start there. Proverbs. We're going to go right to the point. We're not going to beat around the bush today. Proverbs chapter 23 and 23. It said purchase. He was saying purchase, right? So let me pull it back up. I'll read Proverbs 23 and 23 with this up. That'll make it the easiest way. All right. Get that back up there. Now, Proverbs 23 and 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Buy the truth and sell it not. Use the link below to purchase your consultation. So really, we're just going to debunk these guys pretty easily. So buy the truth, sell it not. How do you buy the truth? Let's get that. Since we're buying the truth now, we need to know what that's talking about also, because you guys got to understand the Bible ain't contradicting itself. It's telling you something, and a lot of it is in parable. So if you're going to buy the truth, how do you buy the truth? Let me show you. 2 Timothy chapter 2, going down to the point, which is probably verse 15. Yep, there it is. Study. That's how you buy the truth. The very first word tells you everything. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Buy the truth, sell it not. So how do you buy the truth? To study. A workman. What is a workman? A person that's doing a job. What's your job? Your job is studying to show yourself approved. You don't need to be ashamed of what you're saying because you're rightfully dividing the word of truth. That's simple. So if these guys are selling the truth, the scriptures are telling you that that's not how you purchase it. You purchase it through your own studies. And that's why many are called and few are chosen. Now you've got to be very careful when you're studying to show yourself approved. Let's get that. Let's go to the book of James, chapter 1, starting from... You know what? Let's just do it. We'll start from the top. No. Let's jump down to the... Let's jump down to the point. I said I was going to do that today. So let's get James, chapter 1 and 5. If any man lack wisdom, that's the truth. Let him ask Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. So, okay, study to show thyself approved. If you lack wisdom, what do? You study. And what does the Most High do to all men that study to show themselves approved? he gives them free. Liberal means free. So, liberty, freedom, liberally, freely. So he's freely letting you unfold the secrets of the scriptures. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get verse 6. Let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like the waves of the sea, driven and tossed, driven with the wind and tossed. So what does it mean, driven with the wind and tossed? So we got to get that. We've got to get that. So we're studying. We're not wavering. So what does that mean? That's what we got to figure out right now. It says, for he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea. So let nothing waver. So what does that mean? Let's get it. We got to get that. We're going to have to do it with the precept, right? Let's get a precept to understand what it means to waver. So let's go to Ephesians chapter 4. And we're going to go down to the point. Like I said, we're just going to stick to the point today. 14. Let's get first for verse 14. That we hence, so we're trying to figure out what it means to waver and to be tossed, okay? So, that we hence be no more children, tossed to and fro, carried about with the wind of doctrine. What does it mean to be carried to and fro and tossed? It means to be taught a bunch of confusing different doctrine. You're being taken by this doctrine over here. Then you're being taken by that doctrine over there. So only a little kid is going to believe everything they hear, in other words. So don't be a little kid, Study to show thyself approved. Challenge everything you hear. Don't be tossed to and fro and carried about with the wind of doctrine by the slay of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. So all of the what they're doing is they're counting on all these new people that are coming into the truth. They're going to want to get a Hebrew name. So, we could charge them $15 for that. Well, what about the prayers? Oh, we could charge $25 to $35 for a Hebrew prayer. See, that's whereby they lie in wait to deceive. They're lying to you. I just showed you that the word is given liberally. It's given liberally. Who? To the workman. And what does the workman do? He rightfully divides the word of truth. And how does he get the word of truth? Through studying. So buying stuff from somebody is only putting you further from the truth. You are taking yourself completely out of the kingdom doing that kind of stuff. Now that we've gotten all that, you know what? There's more in Ephesians I wanted to get. Let me grab that too. Because now that we're studying to show ourselves approved, we bought the truth through our studies. We're rightfully dividing the word, right? Okay? Now that you're doing that, things are going to start happening. And this is where you go into Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. If thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Because now you once you know this truth, people like these crooked camp leaders, that's what we'll call them now, crooked camp leaders, they're going to use the truth for a financial gain. And so they're going to have to what? They're going to have to compromise what they're saying. Let's stay in the book of Ephesians. Let's stay in chapter 4. Let's just go right down to verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. It didn't say anything about getting a financial increase. It said to not compromise the word. That's corrupt communication. When you justify your life and the way you're going to run things through the scriptures to take a financial gain from other people, you're doomed. You're doomed. So, let's keep going. let's keep going. Let's jump over to the book of Proverbs, chapter 12. Sorry, I'm trying to get it there. I'm trying to get there myself. So, book of Proverbs, chapter 12, and we're going to go down to verse 17. He that speak truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. So, he that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness. He that speaketh false witnesses deceit. Okay? So you're witnessing a lie. So I'm just looking at these other scriptures. I'm deciding, you know what, let me just read them. They're beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm going to read a couple more. So like I said, he that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. So he's going to show him a lie. So let's keep going. There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. So those guys, right now, that's why we're saying you're being sifted. If you're going to sell prayers, if you're going to selling names, that's just funny. The Most High will give you the name once you start studying to show yourself approved. He's selling prayers. But all those lies and that lying tongue is but for a moment. So what do they do? That he causes them to stumble on their own words. So like Sakari will say that Paul's writings shouldn't be in the Bible, but then they'll have to refer to Paul's writings every now and then to make a point. So that now they're just hypocrites. You can't use Paul's writings, but I can. Okay, let's move around some more. Let's go ahead and move around some more. You know what? I wanted to start this class off with Micah, and I didn't. So let's go straight to the book of Micah. This was the first verse I wanted to bring out, and I totally forgot about it. So let's go to Micah chapter 3. Let's get it. And go straight to the point again, verse 11. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, and he shall not... Is that the right one? Yep. And he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall you your vines cast her. Is this correct? There it is. See, they weren't telling, that was not Micah. It said it was Micah, but I was like, that's not what I was talking about. Okay. Your words have been stout against me, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Man, I wanted to bring that out first, because your words have been stout against Yahweh. So let's get it. What's the biblical definition of stout? Your words have been bold. Your words have been brave. Woo! Oh man, that's beautiful. Your words have been bold and brave against me, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Well, when the Most High put the Spirit on these men to put the canon together, when he put the Spirit on these men, and they put Paul in there, that's what I'm talking about. They put the Spirit on these men to put the canon together. Paul's in there. You say that Paul doesn't belong in there. He put the Spirit on the prophets to write in the scriptures that the word is given liberally and it's not for sale. It says to buy the word, but that just means to study and sell not. And you guys are out selling prayers and names, marriage counseling. I really don't have much to say about that other than when the Bible says that you need something, it's prayer and fasting. It's that simple. Prayer and fasting. So let's continue on. Let's go to the book of Peter's. That's crazy how this thing will always try it won't go to the book that I want. I'll have to double and triple tap on it sometimes. I just don't understand that. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter's chapter 5. And we're going to go right to the point again. It says, this is, let's just start from the top. The elders which are among you I exhort, I encourage, who am also an elder and a witness of the suffering of Yahushua, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Dang, he even knows that he's going to be a partaker. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. So what is filthy lucre? Filthy lucre is dirty money. When you're selling Hebrew prayers, I'm going to sell you a Hebrew prayer. That is filthy lucre. That is dirty money. Woof. Whoa. You do not want to be in that category when Yahushua returns. The guy had a dream, man. This dream's been messing with me ever since I heard this dude's dream. I mean, it's just been freaking me out. He described everything in detail, but the one thing, like, this guy isn't, I don't know how close to the truth he is, but what he said, what really got my attention, is he said when Yahushua stepped off the ship, he was flexing. How we be flexing right before we get in a fight. And he said he looked to the left with a mean look on his face, and he looked to the right, and then he pulled his arms out to his side, and he just let this great roar out. And it gave me goosebumps, and I could see it with him. And he said it wasn't about the strength or anything, it was how decked out he was. How his garments looked and how decked out he was and how he was. It wasn't even about being bigger than everybody. It was just how decked out he was. He said even the chariots, the way they came down, they even came down with some finesse. They came down in style. And he said that he was just decked, but that scream he let off. Remember this. When you're doing this for filthy lucre, when you do this for money, and you've got to deal with Yahushua at the end. So you guys are losing focus. You're losing focus on what's getting ready to happen here. When he returns, there's no time to go back and say, oh. Nope, it's over. Even for me, I ain't doing all that hot myself. I could be doing better, just like everybody else. I am not on some pedestal. I am way down here in the dirt with everyone else. And I'm trying my best also to get my mind right. So what do? I stay in the scriptures. I teach classes, but I'm still in the filthy flesh. But let's read that one more time because this is really important. Yahushua is returning. Now I'm gonna put that guy's dream up on my channel. It was just too beautiful to overlook. And you guys can see for yourself, man. If it doesn't put fear in you, then you guys are not chosen. So let's read that again, though. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you. I don't want to skip over that either. How do you feed the flock? By teaching the 100% truth. Now, when I teach the truth, now he has an avenue or she has an avenue of reference. Now I can look back on all of this and now I can study for myself. Oh, look, I found a different precept that wasn't brought up in the teaching. Now you're moving. Now you've got one step further than what I was able to get you to. And that means you're on your own now. Now you're really moving. You got the gears running. And that's how it really works. So, and that's beautiful that I just said that because we're going to 1 Peter 5 and 2. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility. Not, I'm better than you. You're never going to be as good as us. You see all these men are above you and you are below them. What? And that's how they treat you. It said right here that we should all be clothed with humility. For Yahweh resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So what do we do? Verse 6, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. So it's going to be tough out here until he gets here. But when he does, it's going to be too late to do anything. Where do you want to be in all that? And I skipped over a precept. Dang it. Let's see. Where do you want to be when Yahweh Shai returns? Do you want to be at the club? You are trying to worry about all this different stuff in the world. And I have hobbies too. I'm not saying that. You can't just, you go crazy if you just don't have some kind of outlet. You're still in the flesh also. I get it. So am I. So what do? I used to skateboard. Now I'm a little too old for that. So I like my hobby. I like to work on cars. So buy an old car, work on it, fix it up. But it's a hobby, that's all. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud, and he giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So you don't have to pay for anything, man. It's written right here in the book. Man, the Most High cares about you. We're all in the flesh right now. I'm not saying don't live. I'm saying check yourself. Make sure you're living righteously. You can go on a hike. You can go out to eat. You can fix up your car if you want to. You can go ride skateboards, play a little basketball, but don't make that your life. Also, don't do so much of that. When it is time to study, you're out throwing money at the fucking prophets because you think that they're going to be able to get you in the kingdom. They're not going to be able to study for you. They're not going to be able to pray in Hebrew for you because that prayer wasn't in righteousness. In fact, you know what? Let's jump around some more because they're not going to be able to do anything for you. All that is you doing stuff for yourself. You've got to understand that. Study to show thyself approved. Not study for me. You're never going to make it that way. But so what we're going to do is we're going to jump around a little bit more and I'm getting ready to close out. Because, like I said, you can have a normal life, but you have to have your foundation, your foundation, your base. You have to be rooted in this book. Then you can go out and do other things, but be rooted. Know where your foundation. Study to show yourself approved. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Don't let them sell you anything. You shall know them by their fruits. What are their fruits? They want money. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? So you're not going to go to a thorn bush and look for grapes. So why would you go to a person that's selling the truth knowing that is not what the Most High put us here for? So, and you know what? This is really cool. I might as well just get this. Even so, every good thing this is we're in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, and we're going to start at verse we were at verse 15. And you know what? Let's start at 14. Let's start at 13. Enter ye in through the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go therein, and many there be which go in there. Thereat. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me read it again. Therefore, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So many people are going in through, they're trying to get into the gate through a broad path that leads to destruction. That broad path is, oh, I can just go buy a Hebrew prayer. Oh, I can buy my name. I can do this and that. All of these things aren't teaching you anything other than I can purchase it. That is like literally the beast system. I can just buy it. Or I can buy the cheap. I can buy. You can't buy your way into the kingdom. So, the reason why I wanted to start way up there, I want to keep going. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and few there be that find it. So only a few of you people are going to be able to get this message. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep clothing, but are inwardly are ravening wolves. How do you know if it's a false prophet? By their fruits, right? You shall know them by their fruit. Let's get it. Ye shall know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs with thistles? So you're not going to go to a thistle. It's like got little thorns on it too. It's a bush with little thorns on it, and they hurt. You're not going to go digging through that trying to find figs when there's no fig tree there. You're not going to go looking through a thorn bush trying to find grapes when there's no grapevine there. If there's no vine, there's no grapes. So you're never going to do that. It'd just be retarded. Just like it would be retarded to go out and buy a prayer. But anyway, even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So, and this thing, but those guys, they be telling the truth, they be doing this, they be telling 90% truth, 85% truth. IUIC, their truth has started off at like 72, and it's just been going down. They're at like 55% truth right now. In other words, they're only telling the truth half the time. They're using the truth to get into a narrative to push their agenda. You better watch out for that. And there's a reason why I'm saying all that. So let's keep reading. Let's jump down to verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Yahweh, Yahweh, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of, not everyone that says unto me, Yahweh Shai, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Yahweh, Yahweh, have we not prophesied in thy name? You mean God or parquet butter, or you can say Elohim or Emmanuel, or we like to use Jesus and God. Most High Christ bless. Yep. I don't know. It said that he would put his name in remembrance. So in these last days, we would remember his name. And you're saying that we're not going to remember the name until he comes back, until it's too late to remember his name. Ooh, that's horrible. So, let's read it again. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils. And in thy name done many wonderful works. I didn't say, man, you were calling me fucking Jesus. Jeebus. You were calling me Lord Jeebus. Are you crazy? You never used the name, and then when we told you the name, you forbeared it. Remember, you're a forbearer. What does that mean? I've told you before, forbearer means a rejecter. You rejected his name and said, we can say anything we want. No, that name hit you so hard, subconsciously, you knew better than to call on it because he ain't dealing with you. Now, let's keep going. And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. If you're out selling the truth, ye are a worker of iniquity, and Yahweh has already departed from you. Yahweh has already departed from you. Let's move around somewhere. Let's stay in the book of Matthew. Let's go over to chapter 15. I think I got a couple more verses, and let's look at them first. You know what? Let me go ahead and I should have read this one before that one, but I just told you that they said that they're prophesying in his name, and he said, "Depart from me, you workers of iniquity." So let's go to Matthew 15:7. Ye hypocrites, well did Elias prophesy of you. So he's saying Elias did a really good job prophesying about you, saying, "This people draw near me with their mouth and do honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me." Man, I'm pretty sure that goes into I think it's Isaiah 29 and like 13 or something like that, or maybe I could be wrong. Let's check. Let's look it up. I mean, he's saying it. Isaiah chapter 29 KJV. Ooh, you draw near me with your mouth and honor me with your lips, but their hearts are far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines of men. So I think that is actually in... Here it is. Verse 13. This is Isaiah 29 and 13. So this is what he's talking about. So when Yahushua, I gotta read that again. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying. So he did a really good job about prophesying. So let's see what Isaiah said in Isaiah 29 and 13. Wherefore the Lord saith, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear for me is taught by the precepts of men. So, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines, the commandments of men. So, see, he's literally precepting the Bible also while he's speaking. He's letting you know, man, this prophecy is working out. You know what? I got another one too that can go with that. Let's go to the next chapter. Isaiah 30, and we're going to start at 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So they're coming up close, and they draw near with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They want to be lied to. They don't care about the truth. And let me keep reading. I'm gonna jump down to verse 14. So I'm gonna read 9 again. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for the doctrines, the commandments of men. Let's skip down to verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. You see that? So if you're gonna be out buying prayers and stuff, you're literally being led by the blind, because they think that they're gonna use the scriptures to get rich. Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, a woman tried to give us alms once, and man, me and my partner, oh no. You know how she was able to successfully give us alms? Is because she said, if you give the prophet so much as a drink of water, and then she said, don't take away my blessing, please, and then walked off. I was like, man, we got to accept it now, because and I still have, I still have every penny of that money. We don't even know what to do with it. So we just kept it. But I've decided that we could buy some stuff for the camp, I guess. And so anyways, going back to it. If you're a blind leader of the blind, that means that you are not teaching the truth, and you're taking the people that would have been in the truth and you're leading them away from the truth. You're leading them down that broad path that leads to destruction. So you're both going to fall into a ditch. A ditch is a trap. So you're both going to be caught in this trap. And like I said, I have one One more verse, and then I'm going to shut it down right here. So this is it. Let's close out with my favorite, Revelation. You know what? I want to shut out with one. I'm gonna shut out with one a different verse. I'm gonna close out with this. This is Micah chapter 3 and verse 11. I told you I was gonna bring it out. Well, here it is. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon Yahweh and say, is not Yahweh among us, and no evil can come upon us? So, if you've got eyes to see and ears to hear, if your leaders are judging for reward, teaching for hire, prophets that are divining for money, you better pack your bags and get the fuck away from them, because they're leading you right to destruction. And with that being said, like I said, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, I hope you got something out of this message. Kol Ha'olah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kadash. Salutations.